And I enrolled in things like art and biology, just random things. And what ended up happening is I had met some professors that really helped me along the way to explore those areas. And as of yesterday, I just applied to Channel Islands University as a biochemistry major. Having come here for a while, I was undecided for a few years about what I wanted to do. But then one professor in particular, Lorraine Buckley, really helped me out. I got involved in the Marine Studies program. She had us going out on boats. We were sampling out in the field, working at Ormond Beach, culturing our own livestock. It was awesome. And so I grew interested in biology that way. And then she mentioned to me that there would be a program at Channel Islands University called Biosphere. And I had no idea what it was. It just sounded like a little internship and you get some money for it. So I thought that was, okay, cool. I'll see if it interests me. So I took it, and I ended up really enjoying myself. It was lots of work. I had time to go home, read, eat, and go to sleep. But it was really an incredible program. We got to work in groups of 2 students to a professor. We did research projects, published our own posters at a a level where you're supposed to be a sophomore. That's nuts. And we just had a really good time doing it. Awesome people at CSUCI. We had professors sitting down to eat lunch with us every day, guys with doctorates, and they would just hang out with us. And it was an awesome experience. I got turned on to the sciences, and there were things that were said in those meetings that we used to have, those lectures that were given, that have led to me developing ideas that I want to turn into my life's work. And I'm incredibly grateful for that.
What are your parents, or your siblings, think about, what you're doing? Or, did they ever, is that something that they, that you shared your stuff with them about what your interests were before? Or?
When I went into school, I really didn't know what my focus was going to be. And my family tried to help me a little to find my focus, but the whole thing is that some of these subjects are so so out there. You really have to know about them to be able to recommend them to somebody. That I really didn't have a whole lot to go on until I met the professors at Oxnard College and Channel Islands, and they started explaining to me what some of these things were.
Oh, I'm just curious, because part of the STEM thing, it involves counseling and the whole counseling transfer process. And I don't know how much of that's really been implemented yet at this point, but I'm just curious, just as a new employee of the college, what was your experience like with the whole counseling system here? Was it more of the professor stuff that really guided you? Was the counseling part of it, or the academic advisors, or that kind of thing? Or?
Really, as something that I've done for myself, I've just kind of avoided the counseling office as much as possible. The professors here at Oxnard College were the ones to really show me, what I needed to take, what I needed to do, and where I could go. And they were the ones who made a difference.
Was there stuff in high school? Was there counseling available to you in high school at all? Or is there some reason, had you had a negative experience with the counseling thing? Or just heard it's kind of a waste of time or something? Or, I'm just curious.
Well, in high school, I had no plans of going to a university whatsoever. No plans of going to a community college. I had, in my senior year, just come off of an F in chemistry, failed college algebra. There was a sour taste in my mouth for school, and I had a very negative attitude about the way that life would be. And I went the next Monday after I graduated, I went to go work in construction. And so, I did that and lasted about 2 weeks and realized, gee, this isn't something I want to spend the rest of my life doing. It's good and it's hard work, but yeah, I'm kind of wasting myself on this. I should be doing something else. And so it was suggested to me, just go to the college and see what they have to offer. And so I did. I mean, I took some child development classes, random stuff, but eventually I found my way. And, I like to tell people, high school students, college students, I just like to tell them, no matter what experience you've had, if you failed things in school, if you don't feel like you can do it, just try it. And, just stay in the class, and eventually you'll end up somewhere. That's something that I've seen here at the school, is the only people that really disappear or end up failing are the ones that walked out of tests, and the ones that walk out of the class. The other guys will stay in. Maybe they'll struggle, but they pass. So.
And any favorite? Oh, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have did your parents go to college, or were you kind of on your own trying to figure out college? Do your parents know about college? Did they know how? Okay, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, my parents are, both born here in California, and they grew up in an era where you can just kind of, go out and get a job after high school, and you'd make an okay living wage. It'd be okay for you to try and pay for an apartment or something. And so both of them attended college for about a year and decided that it would be better for them just to, move into an apartment. My dad went to construction right away. And so he worked really hard his whole life. And, there were times where all we had in the fridge was beans, big pot of beans, and baby formula. But he is my hero because he really worked hard. And when I think about it, the ideal of working that hard is great, but I'd like to do that in another field. I see him now, and a lot of the guys that he had been working with developing problems like heart failure, and their bodies are broken down. And the sacrifice he put in is great, but it cost him a lot. And that wasn't something that I wanted later on.
So, what are your dreams? What do you dream?
It's kind of funny. I came here, I had